Last time on CritNet, the group ended where they began, heading to the elevator ready to go down into the fracture. But not before pretending to be in a time loop, stealing a tux and dress, throwing the dress in Castiel's box, spawning a woman, throwing said woman into a bag of holding, and leaving her with My Name Is, whom Vol met with his other sellswords, who had just arrived at the guild hall, having received his letter by stealing it off of a courier and tracking him down. Here they were granted admittance into Guild No One, and promised grand riches in return. Finally, Parker and Cruz got into the elevator, poised for the second level. Alanya leapt in and vanished, saying she would meet them in Mistinsweat, while Whom, Gasgar, and Relic made their way down the old-fashioned way, and are right now underwater, swirling in a dark current. Ooh, what's about to happen next? Hello everybody, and welcome to CritNet. Here we have everybody returning again for another wonderful episode.
Hi, Sawyer.
Hi.
We started last episode exactly where we ended, practically. And so now we get to actually see where this cliffhanger leads deep into the fracture.
Sawyer, since Parker's running a little late, let's hold his story off until he gets
You mean like you're holding him like a cradled baby?
I am holding him like a cradled baby right now. I mean, I guess we could say he's asleep because,
Caressing his horns.
my big comfortable arms.
Oh my goodness.
Searching his pockets.
I was saying, don't go into Cruz and Parker and Jerry right now.
Wait.
Keep it with the other guys until Riggs
We're
gets here.
broken up?
Oh my goodness.
This is news.
We are not any 80s rock band.
We are not the Jonas Brothers.
We are not Daft Punk. Work it, make it better, faster.
It's just like a
Oh my
country
goodness.
song. Like, are we gonna each one by one leave?
No, we're not.
Take the dog too.
As much as you guys have three-way split the party, and it's going to be fun to put you guys back together, it's fine.
When Cruz leaves, can we have the Sad Hulk theme?
Sad Hulk.
Sad Hulk.
Yeah, the piano, where he walks slowly down, like, Interstate 86.
I can find it. I will find it. Sad Hulk. Future Chris, listen to this. Sad Hulk.
I'm leaving that in there.
Awesome.
Okay, so here we pick up. Hey, Humval, Gasgar, you're drowning. There's a lot of water around you. Y'all have just been spat out, and there's water everywhere around you. What are you doing, as you have the most immediate situation to deal with?
Yeah. Okay, so I do have a kind of a plan. So one of my infusions that I just so happened to have done earlier on, when I had learned it, was turn one of my daggers, my Shadow Glass dagger, into a radiant weapon.
Okay.
Which means it shines a bright light for 30 feet and a dim light for an additional 30. And so I'm going to pull that out, and with my swimming skills being a river mongoose, I would imagine I do have some sort of inherent sense of direction, or could gain it somewhat easily.
Roll a perception check.
Okay. Since this is a swimming thing, do I get to add my proficiency bonus?
Okay, since you're in water, yes, I'll give you advantage because you're a river mongoose.
Yay, advantage. Oh, that's much better than the 6 I rolled. Okay. Perception. That's a 22.
22. Okay, with a 22, having brandished your dagger, you're able to see around you a flat stone wall with the big hole that you just got spat out of. The current around you is moving to your left,
And across the way, you can see about 25 feet away from you a similar rock face. You're able to tell that right above your head, as you are oriented right now, is in fact the surface. Looking down, however, the river goes further than your dim light even shines and continues on. It's very strange, though. It seems as though you're being pulled down by the current as much as you are being pulled to the left.
Okay. Can I push upwards, like swim upwards enough to see about getting a breath of air and then dive down?
Roll a strength check, actually. Humval, you as well now see Gaskar trying to swim in a direction. What are you doing?
Well, first things first. I need to make sure I have a full capacity for air. So I'm going to surface and refill my oxygen before I go anywhere.
Okay, roll a strength check.
Strength or athletics?
Athletics check.
I rolled a 17.
Okay.
21.
21. 17 to 21 are enough to pass. Now, behind both of you, Relic has also splashed down into here, knowing he's doing just fine. A little disoriented, but the big turtle is slowly making his way up behind both of you. 35 feet up, you guys manage to get to the surface, pop your heads out into the mist-surrounded red rock, drippy area that is the second level of the fracture. Looking around, you see the ripples of the water droplets falling onto the stream itself as it lazily makes its way down. And around you in 60 feet or 30 feet in every direction, you see nothing but mist. It seems as though this is just a random piece of the river bottomless. And I heard that Kumval, you're about to go back down under, and Gaskar, you as well?
Well, actually, first things first, do we see any land to swim out to?
Oh yeah, no, the cliffs that were under the water have now reached kind of the level point where you can surmise you can get back up onto it.
No, I'm just going for that.
Okay.
I ain't playing around.
Kumval?
Well, if the mongoose doesn't want to stay in the water, I also don't.
Okay. Relic close behind you. The three of you make your way to the riverbank. Climb yourselves back up. Sorry, I just whacked my D20 hard off my my desk.
You don't need that. The DM shouldn't be allowed to roll dice.
Oh no, I totally need that. Okay. And now you guys are just on the shoreline of a random section of the river bottomless. What do you do?
Relic, have you been to this particular section of river before?
Probably. It's, sweat. Looks like the river bottomless. If we follow it upstream, it'll probably lead to Mistinsweat. If we follow it downstream, it'll probably lead back to the elevator. And I imagine that's where it could be. But I don't know, the fracture's screwy when it comes to directions.
Yeah, but I mean, like, is there any landmarks that you perceive that where you'd be like, nah, ha ha ha, I've been here before?
Looking around in the 30-foot area that you guys can see before it fades off into nothing but a white embankment.
No, there's not. This place is not usually known for its visible landmarks.
Fair enough.
That's what Relic says. But whom is going to scavenge around and see if he can't make use of anything?
Okay.
What would you like for this?
I'll take another perception check. I'm just looking around.
Oof. 17.
17.
Yeah, rolled a 9.
That's pretty freaking good for a 17. Looking around, you're able to deduce that you're able to find maybe a couple, rocks that have fallen from the surface, probably from the ceiling not too long ago. Nothing too crazy, nothing very helpful. This is a very bland, barren landscape.
Well, that was fruitless.
Well, so the question is, if Parker and... So the question would be, if Cruz dragged Parker's almost limp and mostly lifeless body to the elevator to come down, should we head back towards the elevator? Should we wait right here, seeing as how they would probably follow the river to get to Mistinsweat? Or do we just head on to Mistinsweat?
Ooh, good questions.
I say we continue on without them. They know where we are going, so we should just continue on.
Yeah. And there's the question of wherever the heck Alanya bamfed out to.
She's deeper within the fracture. So, that is where we should be going.
Be deeper in the fracture? Or, I don't know. She confuses me.
If you'd like to, we can pass through Mistinsweat.
I think getting to Mistinsweat would be a good idea. I've kind of had a thought I wanted to talk with you guys about that involves Mistinsweat, but maybe let's wait until everybody is all assembled. At this point, Gaskar now takes out his lantern of revealing and uses that to kind of help maybe shine some light in the midst, but it will also do some revealing work for us. If there is anything that is invisible, we shall see it. I'm pulling up the exact language of it.
He pulls out the lamp, and now he sees hundreds of wraiths.
Yeah, I'm kind of expecting something like that, knowing Sawyer.
Just a Nazgul right around you.
And putting that back away.
I didn't see it. It's not there. I didn't see it. It's not there.
You immediately see the 8 phase spiders hiding on the ethereal plane.
Okay. So, it burns for 6 hours on 1 pint of oil, shedding bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30. Invisible creatures and objects are visible as long as they are in the lantern's bright light. You can use an action to lower the hood, reducing the light to a dim light in a 5-foot radius.
Okay. So one interesting thing that as you pull that out, light the lantern and hold it out, you do see a small sphere over your head.
Does everybody else have a sphere? Is it just specifically over my head?
It seems to be over the party.
Over the party. Yeah, I would like to direct people's attention upward to that small sphere-like thing that is above us that just came into view when I pulled this out. So, what the heck is that?
No clue.
Anyone want to make an Arcana check?
Yeah.
Ben's gonna do it untrained?
You, yes, actually.
Alright.
Oh. Well, that's not going to do much. That's a 9.
9.
That is a 15.
15. Humval, in the random scribbles of your book, you have actually run across something similar to this? Something that helps you look at other people from far distances? That usually leaves this small ethereal bubble?
Yes, that is, I do not remember the word, but it's like a telescope, but with magic and for watching people.
Oh, that's comforting. We're being watched. Well,
I smile and wave at it.
I jump up on your shoulder and I make silly faces at it.
Red dot goes right in between Gaskar's eyes.
As a bullet shoots right through it, hits you. Critical hit.
We know you're watching us.
It doesn't do anything.
Is it close enough to poke it with a stick?
Yeah.
Well, I poke it with my hunting rifle because I imagine that's the closest thing to a stick I can find.
Yes. No, you prod the barrel of your hunting rifle and it passes right through. It's ethereal. Relic also kind of waves his hand through it.
Yeah, that's, I haven't seen that in the fracture yet, so, whatever's looking at us, we might want to keep moving.
Putting a bet on it's got something to do with the Silver Shade. Just gonna put that one out there.
Or anyone else we have managed to offend in our recent stay in.
Yeah, but doesn't it kind of seem like the Silver Shade always just knows where the people he wants to interact with are?
I don't recall ever meeting him.
Oh, no, I told you how he kind of met me on the boat, remember?
Ah, yes. You and your delusions.
Not so delusion.
I believe, Humval, you also saw him on the first excursion down in the second level when he walked just out of view of everyone. And everyone pointed it out.
I don't remember it.
I pull out my little spear-like thing.
Yeah!
Yeah, and I project the image. You don't remember that?
I slap it out of your hands. Just to be more difficult.
I jump off your shoulder, slapping you with my short little mongoose tail as I do, and go and grab the spear.
Okay. Retrieving the spear. Humval, you've been slapped. Shall you guys continue?
I did that to us. We're going to just grow a mold down here.
Oh yeah, no, you can already feel it, Humval.
I do not appreciate this level of the fracture. I never have. It is even worse than hope on itself.
You say with matted fur from just shooting out underwater. Ugh. You see Relic kind of also like shift his shell and just a bunch of water starts pouring out of it.
Yeah, this isn't my favorite either. All right, let's get moving.
Yep. Alright.
Okay. Alanya, where were you poofing to mentally?
Mistinsweat.
Perfect. That's why I wanted to make absolutely positively sure. Okay. Alanya, you appear at the gates of Mistinsweat. The half-broken archway that leads into the city, practically the same. Doesn't look like anything or any major events have changed the landscape around you, and seems quiet enough. What do you do?
I'm gonna pass through the gates.
Going through it seems quiet enough. The river bottomless, just kind of snaking through the city, as it usually does. The broken fountain kind of making the centerpiece of it all. Around, it just seems pretty quiet. No specters, though. It is very interesting. The last time you laid eyes on Mistinsweat, it had little spirits around, and none of those are to be seen.
I'm gonna note on that, and I'm gonna walk further into Mistinsweat and see if anything else is a little different.
Okay, make a perception check.
It's a 16. Yep, that is 16 plus... Oh, 16 plus 6. That is a 22.
With a 22, continuing on, you do see, a little bit further in, 3 buildings. After you pass through the main plaza, past the broken fountain, you're able to see, on the left, a burned down building, completely burned down to the very foundation. In the center, a red brick building with a beautiful broken blue oculus. And then to the right, a more modern metallic building made of bronze that is oxidized, so giving it kind of a greenish look to it. And amongst this all, you see a man carrying a tray with a small, biscuit on it and some tea, just walking by a Daedovan fellow, dressed very cleanly, in kind of like an overcoat, and,
Caprice.
just dress pants.
Oh.
Capris!
Slacks.
Pantaloons.
A vest and pantaloons, walking by, and just eating the biscuit as he goes.
Excuse me.
Whoa! Hello there. Sorry, I didn't see you there. How can I help you?
I was hoping to ask you the same thing. It's an odd place to have biscuits, is it not?
Well, unless you don't know how to, make them, yeah, but I don't know, I do. It's fine. Would you like me to make you some?
Sure. I'm gonna follow him.
Wonderful. Follow me, yes. And he begins to lead you towards the center building. By the way, the name is Babadach. Babadach Oren. What's your name?
Hello, Babadach. My name is Alanya.
Oh, nice to meet you. And passing through, you see a very clean building. Very large central hallway. A little bit further down leads you to the right into a kitchen where you smell fresh baked biscuits and a tray full of them sitting on top of what would be the stove. A fresh brewed pot of tea as well to the side. But amongst it all, you also smell this very acidic smell of coffee, as if you had burned a pot of coffee, and it is sitting on top of one of the other burners, of which he says, I could offer you some coffee if you'd like as well. I have tea, but the coffee was taught to me how to make by a fellow of mine who came by not too long ago.
Oh, who is this fellow?
Oh, his name was Cruz.
Bruce.
Yeah, he taught me how to make good coffee.
He happens to be a member of my party.
Oh, you know Cruz.
I do.
Oh, wonderful.
What building is this?
Oh, this is the Ocularum. This is kind of the central part of Mistinsweat.
Okay.
Oh, if you know them, then you know everyone else, right?
No.
Oh. Humval and Gaskar and...
Oh. Yes, I do. What were they doing down here?
Oh, they were down here. They had a little bit of a dual reasoning for being down here. They were initially hunting the specters that we were protecting. But in fact, they had 2 party members there who was assisting us, named Camden and Ela, who came down here to assist us. And those 2 have been doing work. They've been releasing the spirits from these horrible things. It's a whole story and a half. Would you like me to tell it to you over some fresh-baked biscuits?
Yes, and what's a bubble?
I'll get the tea and biscuits. Tea or coffee?
Tea, please.
Tea. And he goes and he prepares the tea and the biscuits, setting them upon the table, motioning for you to sit down. And this little Deodovan and his big braided beard just begins to relay to you this amazing story of how all of the party members, of who you know, freed the specters of Mistinsweat.
Are you alright?
Sorry, I swallowed the biscuit wrong.
Hold up. Pause.
Yeah, was that in character?
Sure. Cruz, you with Parker upon your horns have made your way down... What?
He's still in my arms.
Oh, you and Parker in your arms have now landed on the 2nd level of the fracture.
Yaskar is preparing a honeymoon suite for you when he arrives at Mistinsweat.
Oh my goodness.
Carrying this man across the threshold.
You shouldn't have bought me a horribly decrepit city for our home. Wonderful, you shouldn't have.
Hey, it's falling apart. It's a fixer-upper. It was cheap.
Oh yeah, fixer-uppers nowadays, they're cheap, right?
Depends on where you are.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, you guys land. Doors swing open. What do you do?
So we are, if I remember correct, a 10-hour walk from Mistinsweat. So I'm going to spread my wings and I'm just going to start flying towards Mistinsweat.
Okay. Are you going to be carrying Parker as well?
Yes.
Well, with Parker upon your back, or still cradled in your arms...
He's still cradled in my arms right now. He officially fallen asleep, and I'm not going to move him around too much.
With him passed out in your arms, you take off towards Mistinsweat. Humval, Gaskar, and Relic, the 3 of you guys spend about 2 hours making your way to Mistinsweat. It seems as though you were able to pop out at a fairly close radius, or fairly close distance to Mistinsweat. Doesn't take a lot of time, and you're able to get there successfully. And I'm sorry, you guys enter Mistinsweat right as you hear Humval, you in particular, flapping behind you.
The urge to be a menace, it grows powerful.
Are your D&D games feeling stale, plain, or downright boring? Upgrade them today with beautiful landscapes, terrifying dungeons, wholesome inns, and vast forests. Draw your players into your own personal fantasy world with Arkenforge. Arkenforge.com provides hundreds of preloaded items for you to mix and match to fully customize your worlds. Use promo code CRITNIT to get $5 off your purchase today. That's CRITNIT. CRITNIT.
Hey everybody, this is Chris Cornish, your audiomancer for CritNit. I just want to take a little time out to ask you to do a couple of things for us. Find us on Twitter and follow us if you haven't already. We are at crit_n_it. Also, if you could please leave us a rating and review on iTunes or Google Podcasts or wherever else that you find us, it would help other people find us and get the story out to others. And speaking of the story, let's hop back into it.
Humval, whatever you're thinking, do it.
I grab Gascar by the tail.
No, not this.
And I position his rear end in front of me, and I turn my head to the side, and I brace for impact in front of the doorway where I hear the wing flaps.
Wow. Okay.
I fart. Need Humval to do a con save.
Your butt's facing away from him, so
Exactly. I'm using you as a gun.
you're a butt cannon.
Yeah, it's a fart gun
It's a 5 foot. It affects a 5 foot cube.
in front of him. Yeah, okay, so you fire off Gascar. What? Okay, what are you trying to accomplish in doing this?
Okay, here's my flavor. He's picked me up and using me like a weapon and aiming my butt.
Yes,
I'm assuming that I am to fire.
Yes.
correct. Okay, you. What are you trying to do here?
Danger cloud for Cruz. Save or die. Crash and
Okay,
burn.
Cruz. The relative pale kind of white mist that is around you, you see a dark patch coming in front of you. It's right in front of Mistinsweat. It could be a stalactite or something.
I'm not going to fly into a dark patch because with all this mist around, that could contain lightning.
Okay,
I don't want to wake up Parker, so I'm going to avoid it.
perfect. In avoiding it, the stink cloud has now risen up above the small black part, and I need you to make a con save.
You pass a 12.
Oh, this will be easy.
Unless it's not.
So for saving throws, I get a +7 to Constitution, and I rolled a 19.
Dang.
Passing through, it's all fine. Although, let me see something.
Can I just use my wings to blow it away? Hold on. We need to back this up. Can I just use my wings to blow it back at him?
No.
Like blow it away from me?
You don't know what it is.
Yeah, so why can't I just clear it out of my way and see if it's going to reveal anything? So I'm going to use the wind of my wings to blow it away. Blow it at the opposite
Because that's
direction.
metagame, you wine sack, and no, you can't do that.
Oh, come on. Let us metagame.
fine.
Let it just blow back onto Elliot.
And you.
And you.
Oh, I
Okay,
bet
fine, you know what? Fine. Do it. You come to this thing and then you're like, never mind, and you flap your wings. Humval and Gascar, make your con saves.
I rolled a 13 +2, so 15.
19 for 23.
Alright, none of you guys are affected in any of the alternate universes that this comes into.
Nothing funny happens.
Correct.
Dang it.
You know,
I was just trying to give Gascar a taste of his own medicine, all right?
For when we first were researching river monkeys and we came across this, defense mechanism of their explosive farting, I sure thought it was going to lead to some hilarious moments. But nothing. Stupid freaking dice, nothing.
I'm sorry, it's not the highest DC, but you've done it enough that it's a meme by this point anyway, so...
I'm going to keep farting until it works.
Until you find the one. The natural one. Okay, well, Cruz and Parker land before you. Humval, Gascar, Relic is there with you. You are now all within the familiar ruins of Mistinsweat. What are you going to do?
Finally, we have a competent party member. Cruz has brought us one.
I can't deny it because Parker's pretty competent.
Fair enough.
I know he even inspires it, like it's a core feature of who he is or something.
So, okay. Are we actually reunited with Alanya yet at this point? Or are we just...
Y'all don't see her right now.
Okay. So, alright. She said, see ya in Mistinsweat, right? I don't see her. Should we go find Babadatch? I bet we can find Babadatch.
Gaskar, since we got time, and most likely we're going to see her if she is here on the way, why don't we go check out the Dovadera place? Deodovan, thank you.
The Dova key.
The Deodovan place. And
I would prefer to check that out, having Alanya around as well. I get that Parker needs to take a nap. We kind of broke his brain with the box earlier and everything else that happened.
Yeah.
But I do think we should get everybody all together before anything else might happen. I know we're kind of in safe territory here, as far as we understand, but... Oh, Sawyer.
Yes.
Maybe we have to rewind for this some, but was there a sphere above Cruz and Parker as they arrived?
As they came in, yes, there was.
Is there now 2 spheres, or did one go away?
One has faded, yes.
And it just faded?
Yep.
So I catch Cruz up on that. Roleplay cheating.
Okay. Yep. Cruz, now you know there's a magic telescope on you guys.
okay. Cruz is gonna tuck his wing over his lamp and just pat the lamp. So Jerry, stay in there, because if we can keep you as a secret, let's do that.
You've got Jerry.
Yeah, of course I have Jerry.
Jerry, Daddy.
Gaskar, let's go find Babadatch and see if he has seen Alanya at all, because with how long she's been down here, I'm pretty sure they know each other. There's a probability of it and a really good chance of them knowing each
There's
other.
also a probability that she bamps into the middle of the river and is drowning. So.
I'm pretty sure she would have sent Walter to find us if that was the case.
I actually had something I wanted to ask Babadatch too.
Yes.
Once we get back to that, because they're doing their thing right now.
Okay.
And transition.
Yes. Well, actually, ironically, as they begin to head further into the city, you and Babadatch have had a good long time amount to talk. Is there anything that you would have wanted to discuss with him?
Babadatch,
Yes.
why are the Deodovan down here?
Oh. That's kind of a point of contention, a little bit.
I know about the hammer.
The hammer? Oh! What do you mean you know about the hammer?
I know the Deodovan invented it with help.
A hammer?
I was hoping he would know.
Don't think that we invented the hammer.
The Magitech hammer.
Magitech hammer, you say? Interesting. When would this have been? Because Magitechs have been around for a very long time.
It would happened a very long time ago, love.
Well, there is a difficulty with our culture. Not very many people know about our history, actually. It's forbidden to speak of it, actually. We have all but forgotten about it, so...
I know of it.
You know of the history of our people?
A bit. Your people are very close with my own.
Who was your people?
The Omdithor clan.
Don't know of them.
I was hoping that would help me, get into his brain what's going on. Why are you forbidden to speak of your history?
Because the commander has spoken it. The commander above, Commander Deathden, once we moved from the north, came down here, it was forbidden for us to speak of our history from the north. The common man doesn't even know it. Only Commander Deathden right now and the higher-ups know anything about it, honestly.
And where are they?
Oh, they're up in the Steamtop district in Hopel. They run all of the Deodovan as a practical people. I was sent down here to assist with the research down here.
And what are you researching?
Well,
I'm gonna lean in, like very intrigued.
They kept it under most close wraps. I heard just a little bit of it was a alternative to magic. Or something to do with magic. I'm not 100% sure. They were more interested in keeping with the Reinhardts and seeing what they were doing down here.
The Reinhardts were out here.
Oh, yes. Yeah, did you see that burnt down building as you came in?
Yes.
Yeah, that was due to your friends over there. It used to be the Reinhardt building. When Mistinsweat was originally crafted as a attempt to get a solid foothold of a people group down here, like an outpost, it turned out to not be able to be done because creatures would just swarm it and destroy and kill everybody. It was unsuccessful, but the Reinhardts had other alternative motives for trying to see stuff down here, which then led to also the Deodovan taking an interest in it because, the Deodovan and the Reinhardts are kind of they go at each other, they're kind of rivals, and the Cylindaras ran the Ocularum.
Oh, they always have been.
Which was kind of the town hall or town center of it all. So it kept the peace for the most part.
And what were the Reinhardts doing down here? Do you know?
Oh, yes. So the bubbles I spoke about earlier, those were the small spheres that they were researching whether or not they could literally harvest the souls of the dead in order to use them as alternative power sources to Magitech once it ran out.
And how are they obtaining these souls?
Oh, via people wearing them. They gave them out as protection and things that were supposed to alert them if they were ever in trouble so that we could send, the guards out to help them. But when Mistinsweat fell, it turned out to actually capture the souls of those who was wearing them, and then you could harvest the small bauble on it and then use them as practically Magitech. They were also developing several weapons and armors to augment these with, apparently.
If he knew all this, why did he not tell us?
Because he went back in there after y'all smashed it and learned it. The door was smashed open, and you guys broke everything. And so after the door that they couldn't get into was open, they went in there and was like, in the ruins, yes, there was more to this puzzle than we knew. They don't have a lot to do down there, so they sifted through the burnt rubble of that place.
Is the Deodovan building abandoned, or is it they got people in there?
Oh, no, there should not be anybody in there. We haven't been able to open the door, and it's similar to the Reinhardt one. Seems as though they made these doors very, very impregnable. However, it's been a very long time, and anyone in there would have died much, much sooner.
Looks like I'm heading to the Deodovan building, and I'm gonna get up and say thank you for the tea.
Oh, of course. Any time. Oh, and if you see other people wandering about, just send them my way, okay? Don't attack them or anything, okay?
Oh, that would be rude. Thank you, Babadach.
Thank you! Elonia, as you head out the Ocularum, you see your party wandering forth from the mist.
Took you long enough.
Oh, chill.
I was trying to be funny.
I took the elevator.
It's usually the faster option.
It's 10 hours away.
Yes.
I took a bath. I have no excuse. But I am clean and you are not. And as such, I am more fabulous than you.
I just got done flying through the air. I am completely soaked.
Alanya, did you happen to see a guy named Babadach?
Yeah, he's inside.
He's inside.
Oh, well, let's go talk to him.
We should definitely check in with Babadach, let him know that we're around. I wonder if he's got questions about our first act of arsony.
Humval, are you going with them?
Whom dips out does not. Nope.
Okay.
I'm off to go scrounge.
Can I walk towards the Deodovan building?
Sure.
That's where I'm telling him
Humval,
going.
where are you scrounging?
Deodovan building.
Of course you
are. Sweet!
Okay. Alanya and Humval, you guys just walk the 50 feet to your right to go to the Deodovan building. Cruz, Gaskar, walking into the Ocularum, you smell fresh baked biscuits, brewed tea, and acidic sludge coffee.
Babadach, is that Do I smell good coffee?
Cruz! You're here. Gaska! Welcome back!
Hey, just checking in. I'm just... You remember the satyr, Parker?
Oh, yeah, I remember Parker.
Well, he might need some of that sludge coffee for medicinal use.
Babbage pulls out a syringe that says for rectal use only.
Okay.
Well, he's a bard. It's probably not his first time.
Oh my god. Poor Parker.
Babadach then stands up, looks at both of you. You see him looking up and just kind of almost like he's looking at something, and then nods. Yes, no, I see him. I'll go take care of him. Help yourself.
You see him?
Oh yes. We share the senses between all of us as the Ublex.
I point up at the sphere because I've still got my lantern out.
Yep.
You don't know anything about this, do you?
Nope. Don't got a clue. Sorry. Don't know anything about it. It looks like it's made of magic, though.
Okay, just checking because... yep, found that. Interesting. Being watched. Does he have one over his head?
Babadach?
Yeah.
No.
No. Okay. All right. Making a note of that. For the record, Gaskar is going to... He's going to be intentionally shining this light on everybody that he meets or comes across. Just...
Okay.
He's checking to see if we are the only ones being watched or if there are others.
Okay.
Right now, the hypothesis is it is just us under surveillance.
Okay. Perfect. Parker, Cruz has just landed and set you down in a corner. Are you doing anything?
Yeah, Parker's gonna get up. Mistinsweat again. I guess he's gonna do what he set out for, the assassins.
Okay. Everyone else has fracked off. So, looks like they're heading off to the Ocularum. So, while they all are heading off in that direction, you make your way to the Deodovan building. The building itself, pretty easily identifiable. It's to the right of the main Ocularum. Made of copper, most of it oxidized. You made your way inside, the large door of it smashed open. Are you looking for anything in particular?
I'm struggling to remember exactly what the wanted me to search for. Quite some time ago. Long ago, yet not so long ago.
Right? They were sending you down there to gather information for something the Deodovan have been working on. That they're not entirely sure. They're worried about it. They've picked up some intelligence to know that it involves large damage or widespread damage to Hopel at least. And so they've sent you down there to explore the facility a little bit, see if you can find anything.
I guess at this point, just Parker's going to look around for anything that... Looking for saves.
Okay. When you go in there, you do notice several things. Most of the control panels in this room are completely destroyed. Like, just the general wear and tear of Mistinsweat has rendered them inoperable. There is a door to the back left and to the back right. It seems as though both are still closed, and one is beaten and battered pretty badly.
Beaten and battered, so I guess that's what one of them looks like. Which one?
That one's on the left.
And what's the one on the right look like?
The one on the right looks clean, put together, but is also like ajar, like it's been opened.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to go for the one that looks beat. I'm going to try one that's closed. try my hand at that. I guess I'll go over there and try to finagle this door.
Okay. Yeah, it's locked, and you just cannot figure a way to get it open.
All right, so after struggling with this door for a while, Parker's going to give up. Parker's going to check out the other door.
Okay. Opening up the other door, you find it to be a small office. Inside of it, you notice several things. Filing cabinets. You notice several desks, all of them upturned. You notice in the far corner a somewhat familiar shape. It is a large kind of scrap heap by this point. You can almost vaguely make out like an arm and a leg-ish. Kind of.
Make an investigation check.
Please roll.
22.
With a 22, you are able to deduce, just by the general form of this, that this is a old, broken down, either prototype or just so weathered that is kind of unrecognizable, but a bronzeman. Or at least a version of it. Some kind of protectron that was probably down here and set to protect this room, but has long since been disabled.
By this point, it's been established that the bronzemen work for the Deodovan, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
It's nice to be so close to one of these without being attacked.
Immediately, the rusted arm reaches up and grabs you by the throat.
Otta daddy.
Gubbit. No, but it is in fact completely disabled and distraught.
Well, keeping a cautious distance away from the bronzeman in the back corner, I'm going to, I guess, start shuffling through some of the... I guess I'm going to start shuffling through some of these papers looking for, any important information I can find on anything Deodovan related.
Well, what's interesting is that as you begin to kind of shuffle through these shelves and these desks, of which there are about 4 of them in the room, each one metallic, you notice that everything has been tossed. Like, everything is gone. Everything relating to paperwork or important documents has been taken. You do recall a massive culmination of all of these papers in the Ocularum that the Ublex had compiled upon your first journey here in an attempt to better understand what was going on and what was being done in Mistinsweat.
Okay, so like the Ublex are just trying to figure out also what the Deodovan were doing.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So if you wanted to know what they had found, you could make your way back over there and just shuffle through it real quick. They seem very open to sharing the knowledge that they have found, at least with your group.
Yeah, that seems like the next course of action Parker would take. Yeah, just kind of, if this looks reminiscent of what the Ublex had gathered, then instead of rummaging through the pickings of what they left behind, I guess it would be better to go to the source of information.
Right. And with that, do you guys head over to the Deodovan building?
I do.
Cruz, do you have anything else you want to take after you grab a nice solid mug of that licorice coffee?
I'm going, as I chew my coffee, I'm going to start following them to the Deodovan building.
I'm sorry, did you just say chewing your coffee? You just... I'm sorry, I'm getting over being sick for like 6 days, so...
And right back into the throes of it.
Oh, no, I'm not being... No, it's just at the very end. It makes me cough very horrifically. I'm going to have so much fun with those sound clips. Chris, just a heads up.
There's only one way Cruz can make his coffee any worse, and that would be to put it in like a leafy pouch so he can just chew on the grains.
Oh, gross!
Disgusting.
It's like the consistency of caramel.
Oh.
But with grit, like sand.
Just put a little bit of the raw beans in it, too. Just...
Oh, yeah, coffee candy.
Oh,
That's
man.
what the
That's the
grit
way
is.
it's done.
That's so nasty. Okay, Cruz, Gascar, you make your way outside of the Ocularum.
I'm starting to realize why my farts don't affect Cruz in the slightest.
As Cruz is munching down on a habanero, sipping coffee.
That is awful. That is vile. Also, as I have forgotten, Relic, having been there with Cruz and Gascar, just following you two, waves at Babadash, introduces himself. Beyond exchanging pleasantries, though, when he sees you two leaving, he turns to follow you as well.
It was nice to meet you, Babadash. I'll see you around. Tell you what we find in the other building.
Babadash, he's cool. He's real cool. He's real cool.
I hardly thought... Perfect, he seems nice enough.
Speaking of which, Relic, you've been in the guild a long time. You've heard all the rumors. What do you know about Mistinsweat, like, now that you're actually finally getting to see it? Or is this your first time seeing it?
No, I've seen it. I've been on the outskirts before. I know how the whole thing worked back with the Spectres.
Did you see it in its heyday, like when it was active, or only in ruins?
I didn't see it. I knew of it. I knew the tragedy that befell it, but never been a place I wanted to spend too much time.
Cruz is gonna flick a coffee bean at Humval and go,
Amazing.
and ask, did,
Because I'm not there.
I was about to say, those two are doing their own thing right now while you two are exchanging words with Babadash.
I flick it really hard, it flies through multiple buildings and hits him right in the head.
It's totally a Dragon Ball Z sort of flick.
Yeah, it goes straight through my skull. Humval drops to the floor, lifeless.
It was that one instant Make-A-Wish death coffee bean, and you just wasted it on killing a party member. Nice.
You're no
so
chaotic.
right. Oh, that was the coffee bean to... that was the coffee bean to beat the Silver Shade. Dang it. Oh, do you know of any places to know? Where should we be looking besides the Deodovan and the Reinhardt
The
estates?
Dodo vans.
Oh my goodness. It's one word.
I keep thinking of Dovahkiin.
I'm sorry.
Yes, the DD Dodos.
The Dodo Davidine.
No, as far as I'm aware, it was the Reinhardt building, the Ocularum, and where the Deodovan did their research. Those would probably be just the central three.
Was there any royal establishment down here? Nothing for...
No, I mean, the Ocularum housed the Silnara's representatives, so, they ran the town. That'd be where they put it, but it's not anything special, per se. It was made for use rather than it was made for, beauty. It was probably the Reinhardt building was probably the most elaborate, knowing them.
That is a giant pile of ash right now. Okay, let's head off.
All right, Humval and Alanya, as those two have begun to speak with others.
Yes, we are on our way to investigate the Dave and Busters.
Oh my goodness! You arrive to the building.
When we reach it, Alanya gonna have Walter come out of his pendant.
Okay. He pops right back out.
How does Walter react to all the rain?
He's a spirit tiger. He don't care. He's used to it.
Like I had previously described, it is a large kind of copper building. It is turned green with oxidization, but the door itself is broken open. It doesn't seem like there's any other entrances to it. There's no windows.
Well, Humval, do you want to go inside?
Absolutely. I've never once been inside a Dunkin' Donuts.
What's a Dunkin' Donuts? No matter. Let's go inside.
Who goes in first?
Not who. Spell it right.
Okay, Humval. Make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okie dokie.
This could be a TikTok video right here.
That is a 22.
22. As you go in there, you see this rock fly out from above you and smash to the ground. That reads DM on it.
Elanya. They do not have coffee. What would you like to do?
Oh my god.
I'm gonna walk through the doors, and I'm gonna look around and see if there's anything that, like, catches my eye right away.
With Humball's passive perception being 17, correct?
18.
18. Never mind. What is Alania's passive perception?
16.
With both fairly high passives, you guys walk in here and you see a lot. You're able to see the basic layout of it. It seems as though it's a large one-room building.
A pile of Starbucks baristas in a corner. I understand.
No. There are pipes going about this place in all directions. You see 6 large tanks, 3 on the right, 3 on the left. You hear the constant sound of rushing water. Several broken pipes in the top right of the room are spilling water out. There is another pipe running out from under the ground that has been broken off on the top, and it is releasing a constant stream of steam. There are control panels on front of the right and the left, kind of 3 groups of tanks. Both of which have been broken and seem as though they're, rusting with age.
Corroding, yes.
Corroding. And at this point, the place has been demolished in a lot of ways. It seems inoperable. Whatever that was originally being made here has served its purpose. In the far back left, you also do spy a door, however.
I do enjoy myself some closed doors.
So do I. Would you like to go investigate?
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
I have scanned to the locked door, which is locked of lockedness.
Why do you assume it's locked?
Otherwise, it would be broken open. No.
Okay, I mean, just because it is locked doesn't mean you have to assume that it is, but fine.
I'm sorry, I stole this journal earlier. It says DM. Should I not be reading the notes inside of it?
Dang it! Okay, yes, you go to the door. Good. Yeah, oh, look at that. It's locked. So, would you like to pick the lock?
Ooh, can I pick the lock?
Yes. Well, there's. I don't know. Roll to try.
Okay, I will roll to try. I love these dice. I bought these dice to kill my Starfinder players. This is a natural 20.
Yeah!
Nice.
You
Well done, sir. Well done. Heck yes. Okay.
So it's a total of 26.
Snap!
Okay. With a 26, this door also, similar to the one that you discovered in the Reinhardt building, beat to crud. Looks like they tried to force it open, could not get it done. But with your elegance in your lockpicking aficionado, you're able to charm the lock in a matter of seconds. The door is unlocked, but it doesn't open.
I push, I pull, I slide, I lift.
It seems like it opens inward, but it is not opening. Seems like there might be something blocking it on the other side. It looks like there's a table and several chairs barred up against this door.
Table and several chairs.
What do you see, whom?
Well, someone has barricaded the inside, and I have nothing in my repertoire to move a bunch of equipment. Do you?
What material is the objects barricading the door?
Well, take a look.
I'm gonna look through the mirror, or I'm gonna look through the crack in the door,
Paul pulls out a beer and puts it in front of your face.
and I'm gonna chug it, because I'm gonna need it.
Okay, Alanya, as you go towards the door, you peek in through the crack, which is about 3 inches wide. You're able to see a bunch of metal chairs and metal tables placed up against this door.
Can I cast heat metal and melt them?
Ooh. Heat metal would most likely make it burn very brightly, but probably wouldn't liquefy the metal.
Yeah, but hot metal molds very easily. You could very well push the door and shift it.
Oh, okay. In that case, yes, if you have the spell Heat Metal, you may do this.
I do!
Okay. Upon casting Heat Metal upon it, all of the tables and chairs barricading this door suddenly glow a bright white heat.
When they get to that light, Sawyer.
Yep.
Whom is going to load a giant's bolt into his hand crossbow?
Okay.
put it up against the door and fire it like center of mass.
Okay, well then, Gaskar, Cruz, you guys enter in through the door. Walking in, you see all the tanks, the broken pipes, the hissing of the steam. Looking over, you see Alanya with her hands up. You see Humval in his hand crossbow aimed at the... You see the door just blasted inward. Light now pouring from the inside as heated pieces of white-hot metal are scattered across the inside of another room that they've just busted into.
We make a good team.
I look back at the other guys and I go,
Can I see the controls for what's creating the steam?
Most likely, yes. On the left side.
I want to go inspect them and see if I can turn them off.
Oh no, the control panel is busted.
I hush Cruz every time he takes a step because he's incredibly loud. Shush, shush, shush.
Alania's gonna walk into the room.
Okay. Gaskar, what are you doing?
I come up to the threshold of the door and I just kind of stand there chuckling silently to myself.
Okay.
I'm going to look around for anything interesting, like if there's any supplies or anything, any other doors they missed, blocked by a machinery or something. Because you know how every factory, there's always a door tucked behind, like, a big old vat of something or another.
Oh yeah, behind the big old vat, you actually do see a door.
Is it locked?
Would you like to go check it out?
Another door.
Yes.
Okay. In trying the handle, you realize it was just an extra door. It's actually not even, like, attached to the wall at all. It's just an extra door they put behind the vat.
So you're saying it's open?
Yes, you open the door. There's a wall.
Why is there a door frame connected to this door?
It's because they didn't have anywhere else to put it. It was an extra door. What else do you do with it?
You put legs on it and call it a desk.
I guess you could also do that. Okay.
If this door would have been turned into a table and it was shorter than the other tables, it would be a tablet.
Oh my goodness. Nice.
Cruz is going to go catch up with Gaskar now.
But make your way into the room, which is just to the left. Relic also being down there. You could hear him exchanging pleasantries with Babadach, getting to know him a little bit more as well. Entering the room, you do find that large ring of desks that they've crafted. There is just paperwork everywhere. But this time, not in the massive, like, mess that you had seen previously. It seems as though they have spent some time organizing it. And if you're going to look for something in particular, roll an investigation check.
Is a 23 for investigation this time.
Goodness gracious, man. All right, well, what exactly are you looking for?
I'm looking for any documents that would have information about what the Daodovan are doing down in Mistinsweat, and any information if they were spying on the Reinhardts or not, if they've gathered information about what they might have been doing. Maybe even information about the fracture, if they have any information about that, or even the Silver Shade himself.
Ooh, okay. What you find are several records of materials being brought down here. Ledgers, personnel files. You find records of every worker. You find, their name, basic information. You find all of the receipts for all of the products that were brought down here specifically. Through one area, you do find a kind of an accounts folder detailing. There's about 3 different first-hand accounts of seeing what would amount to a shadowy figure. At the time being, it has been on the outside of Mistinsweat. It is not entered in the city at all. It has been seen on the boat ride here once, and by 2 other accounts, people who are either exiting the city or entering the city have witnessed it on the outskirts. And as far as Reinhardt activity goes, not a heck of a lot. This seems to be much more of the legislative, not even legislative. What is the word I'm looking for? My brain fart.
I don't know.
The paperwork side, the more mundane.
Your bureaucracy. No.
Bureaucracy.
I'm blanking.
I know, I can't think of it either. But the more mundane, where it's not anything of any particular importance. However, it does also detail, I guess, one of the things you would find was a layout of the facility. You are able to see that room on the side that you kind of searched a little bit as more of the office space, the main work area with all the tanks and the control panels. And then you notice a back area with what seems to be kind of less detail than the other two areas. It seems as though this was almost intentionally left blank, as if not to disclose the information of what was there. It has dimensions, but while the other ones have objects, descriptions, additional objects within the rooms, that room is completely left blank.
The room that Parker couldn't get into, what does that paper kind of describe or show?
The blank one.
Oh, the one with no detail. Okay, I thought you meant there's something past beyond that.
No, that's
okay.
Past that, the door that you can't get through. Yeah, that's the completely blank one.
Infuriating.
Well, as you hear Cruz and Gaskar begin to kind of stomp off behind you, along with Relic bidding a goodbye to Babadach. And in the distance, after about another 30 seconds, you just hear this massive kerbang, like metal being literally exploded with TNT from outside.
Parker just watched Cruz and Gasgar walk away?
Yep.
Oh, that's definitely Humval.
Yes, Humval's making trouble again. Good.
Good.
That's about all the information I was able to dig out, huh?
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of specific information, a lot of general stuff.
I guess let's go have a quick word with Babadach real quick.
Okay. Walking in, Babadach has got his tea, his biscuits sitting there, very contentedly smiling, and he looks up. Parker, it is good to see you.
It's good to see you. I see you've made a pot of Cruz coffee.
Yes, indeed. Ever since he taught me how to do it, I've been doing it this way. Do you need some tea? You sound like you need it.
Yes, I would like to actually drink liquid, not chew on it.
Oh, yeah, Cruz even added some coffee beans to it while he was here. That is even a little bit too much for me. But let me get you that. He gets up and he gets you a nice cup of tea. And he sets it in front of you with a biscuit.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
I don't know what the other ones have asked you, but do you know anything about the Deodoban facility over here?
Oh, I had a little bit of a conversation with Elanya about that. Nothing too crazy. I actually used to work there. I just kind of did basic maintenance of it. I was more told to just kind of keep an eye out for what the Reinhardts were doing, kind of keep an eye on them.
You mentioned maintenance. What kind?
Oh, maintaining the pipes. I was mainly a pipe worker up top. I was one of the ones who was able to crawl into pipes, make sure there was no holes or anything before starting up and during maintenance.
Parker's gonna pull out that map that he found, and he's gonna lay it on the table and point to the room that has no detail to it.
Babadach, wait, did you ever do maintenance in this room?
He looks down at it. Oh, that room. Unfortunately, it was not allowed in there. That was a room for the experiments that they were putting down here. I spent a lot of time next to it, and so I saw things going into it. Lot of copper, lot of large copper plating. There was a lot of noise, lot of metal. There was a lot of metallurgy in there. There was a lot of books also being transported in there, but I was never technically allowed in. A door was propped open once, and I was able to get a peek in there before they actually started the crafting of whatever object they were working on in there, but seems like basic research. Couldn't tell you exactly what about.
With the words research and experimenting, Parker's going to look back at the time when we discovered that the Reinhardt facility was actually doing on the Divinelings. Think about Gasgar and be more worried about what they might discover if they were able to get through that door, like he thinks that Cruz and Humval and Gasgar might be able to do. I want more information, but I really want to tell Gasgar that there might be more experiments. Yeah, so I guess at that point, just Parker is gonna go let Gasgar know that there might be more potential experiment-like situations going on. Maybe more possible clues to other Divinelings if the Deodovan found some? Question mark.
Okay.
So at that point, Parker will thank Babadosh. Babadosh, thank you for the tea. Being so helpful. Thank you.
Oh, of course, my pleasure. You're welcome here anytime.
Hopefully, we'll see on different, less rushed terms.
Oh, of course. And as he says that, you hear also a second massive crash. This one even louder than the previous one. Echo throughout Mistinsweat.
Yes, that seems to be my cue. Good day.
Good day. Tried to make sure they don't get into too much trouble.
I will do my best, but I make no promises.
Much appreciated. And he kind of looks more worriedly back at his tea.
And at that point, Parker will run over to the where he heard the loud bang.
Okay. As you walk out, just kind of in passing, you do see Lorelei walking away from you, so away from the Ocularum, but just stop at the open door, turn her head, peek inside, shake her head, and just continue to walk, shaking her head, looking down. You notice the common silver thread still leading from the back of her heel down to one of the sewer vents before it snaps off as another one connects to it on a vent just a little bit in front of her.
Lorelei, is this significant, Slayer?
No.
Dope. All right. She runs by.
Oh, hey, Lorelei. Bye.
She just puts up a hand.
As I just keep running, I gotta figure out what the hell just exploded.